So on that note, there's tons of ways to learn design, right? So you could self-teach, you could go the bootcamp route, or you can go back to school. Obviously, you were
Hmm.
just wrapping up at school in like your traditional sense of schooling. Um, why did you decide to go like the bootcamp route, or like the structured program route rather than a career, like, well, rather than a degree or like self-teaching? Did you explore those
Yeah,
options, or were you just like, this is it, I'm gonna do this?
I tried to find uh, every option possible. So I was still lucky enough to have like a couple elective credits in my senior year, and so I reached out to my computer science program at my school. They had everything but UX and UI design. And I was just like
Yeah.
frustrated to me. I said, okay. So I went to their career office and I'm like, hey, like, is there internships you guys know about, or like, do you send any of your computer science students to like UX and UI places, or places that may be of that nature? I just hit a brick wall, and I went to like my community college and see if they had any connects, and people heard about it, but again, no connects. So from there, I just did a little bit of basic self-learning, watched a couple of YouTube videos, like just the basic foundations. I came across the Google Certificate program, and then I came across General Assembly. So immediately I had like a more affordable version with like a simpler outline, and then I had like the super expensive version with like a 6-month course and like all the everything you needed to know about design.
Yeah.
So immediately I was like, okay, like I really want this. So as crazy as General Assembly sounds, like that might be what I'm gonna do. Definitely the algorithm was listening or something. But on Instagram, Avocademy came up, and I was like, let me check this out real quick. Um, that was when the start of like design was starting to populate on my phone. Um, and then I went from there, just checked in the website. I think this was still early Avocademy. There was maybe less than 500 students at the time. Yeah, and then that's when I set up that meeting with you. We talked about the basics, and I remember that meeting. I went in kind of like nervous, and then I remember asking you a couple questions. But the thing that stuck out for me the most was like you didn't sell me the program. You weren't trying to like take my money and like here's a course
Yeah.
and learn. It was more just like you found my skills that I currently had, and you plugged in like where I could, connect it to UX and UI design,
Yeah.
and kind of like help me align the stars for myself. And I think that's where I realized, like, okay, like as long as you have one person believing in you, like that might be a good sign. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad you point that out. I think ever from, from the beginning of when I created the program, we've always said like, the sales calls, I call them therapy calls, because they're really like people that are just like, I really have, I really don't like my job, or I'm really in this situation that I don't enjoy, or I really want to find something, right, that I love and want to do. And when we hire for that role, right, like what we call now career advisors, it's really people that have empathy and can help connect like your background and like tell you, yeah, I think you'd be a good fit, or I don't know if you'd be a good fit, but you can try it if you want. And it's a lot more of that than like, give us your money, right? Like we want to, we want to help people that we think want the help and need it, and like are passionate about it, rather than just like take everyone's money and go
yeah.
down that route. So I'm glad that it translated even back then.